Hey, it's Elgin here, Elgin Walker of the Elgin and Plowalker team, eXp Realty. How you doing? Just want to go over right now in what we're experiencing a couple of steps and thoughts that you should have, or I feel that you should have, in regards to purchasing a house right now. So one of the things that I get a lot is, okay, between the pandemic and interest rates, the housing market going to crash. I get all of this stuff a lot in regards to people are concerned and want to know a thought process. I really want a crystal ball for me to be able to tell them what's going to happen in 6 months or a year. And the truth of the matter is, I don't know any of that stuff. But I want to at least give you a couple ideas to put you through a process where you can decide whether or not buying is for you right now. As far as, and I'm talking about buying because you currently don't own a home, say you're currently renting. So a couple of things. Number one, obviously, interest rates. I mean, as the time that I'm speaking on this, the interest rates that we've seen are below 3%. I'm seeing 30-year fixed loans below 3%. To put that into perspective, when I bought my first home 32 years ago, my wife and I, we had to do what was called a buy down to get our interest rate to a lower point. We bought our rate down to 12%. So I don't have any sympathy for you right now, just in case you know that. But what I'm saying to you is, because the interest rates are down below 3%, what you're getting for your money right now is fantastic. The other thing is that in purchasing right now, remember, real estate is, you'll hear things done on television and with news reports and stuff on a national level. But real estate is one of those things that is a localized thing that you have to decide, because what's going on in Miami or what's going on in Iowa or what's going on in Idaho doesn't have anything to do to affect my market here in the parts of California that I work. For that matter, because California is so large, what's going on in Southern California where we're at is different than what's going on in Northern California. So it's going to be specific for whatever your location is. So that's one thing you got to remember. The other thing is this, is that we all pay to live somewhere. So the only thing that we're trying to determine is, are you paying to provide for your own family and your own legacy, or are you renting from someone like me and you're helping out my family and my family's legacy with that? So that being said, if you are currently renting and we can get you to a point to where your mortgage payment monthly is similar to your rent, and maybe it's a little bit higher. You know, I know people will say, oh, it's going to be lower than your rent. It might not be, but between the tax advantages and some other things and blah, 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 not to mention the fact that you're obtaining equity, it may still be better for you. You have to look at those numbers. We have to talk about it. We can give you a consultation and make that decision. But now's a great time to decide to do that. It's a great time to decide to do that. The other thing that I hear, which is something that you have to decide on your own, is that, okay, well, the economy. And, you know, I know that, like they say, we got two economies right now, because the stock market and the real estate market in the areas that I work has been off the chain as far as the market is super, 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 super hot. Yes, it is. But that being said, what if you'd have bought 3 or 4 years ago? Where would you be at now? Right? Where would you be at now as far as the appreciation of what you've been able to do with your home? Add up how much money you spent in rent the last 3 and 4 years and see if where you would be at if that money were put into your own place right now. Okay? But again, looking at the totality of the situation, you have to decide where you're at. Is your job basically secure? Are you, do you plan to live in the property maybe long term? Long term, not necessarily meaning 30 years, but meaning, are you plan to stay there 3, 4, 5, 6 years? Let's say the market turns around on you. Are you comfortable? It's a house that you can stay in. Is it a monthly payment that you can afford? See, don't worry about what's going to happen, in my opinion. I get people all the time, well, the housing market is going to crash and we're going to try to buy it and we're going to wait till that happens. You know, I've been doing this 32 years. You know, I've got people that are still waiting for the market to crash. Even when it did, quote unquote, crash, they're waiting. So if you can afford it, and I'm talking about monthly, you qualify for it, and you can see yourself being in the house for a minute, it's a great time to purchase. If you have questions about that, reach out to us. Elgin and Plowalker team, eXp Realty. We're here to help and to serve. God bless you. Look forward to speaking to you soon.